Okay, so what I have here today is my attempt at making homemade mozzarella. Uh, this thing is not really like an excellent mozzarella. It's my first time doing it, and I did not use rennet. So I just basically used some vinegar. It was 4%. I didn't use enough vinegar. So what essentially happened was I tried to make the curds with too little vinegar, so the acidity was not high enough, and I didn't draw out all the initial curds. I could tell that it wasn't because you could tell that the whey was not really separating from the curds, and it was still kind of milky. Eventually, I added more heat and more acid, more vinegar, and then I finally got far more yield coming out. But then at that point, I was also drawing out the ricotta. At the same time, I was drawing out the original mozzarella curds, which was supposed to be done at roughly 40 degrees Celsius, whereas the water I had was probably 90 degrees Celsius. So all that stuff was coming out simultaneously, and I wound up with this kind of hybrid between what I would say it almost tastes like 65-70% mozzarella and about, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30% ricotta. So, but anyways, it tastes pretty good. I didn't add salt to it, so, but you can see I've kind of dug into it. I got about the whole bottom of this filled up. One interesting thing that I will say is a good sign of this, and first of all, you can see that it's not like a typical regatha. You can tell it's not regatha, right? It's got a little bit of stretch to it as well, gumminess. Um, I couldn't use the heat and stretch it very well because it was like it was becoming milky and like the regatha was coming out as I was putting it back into the water. So I really didn't have like the proper circumstances to stretch it and get a really good mozzarella because basically this thing was like a hybrid monster. But one thing that is nice is this is a very white porcelain, okay? And you can see my mozzarella on that white backdrop is very white. That's a sign of good mozzarella. And people say that the real key to making great mozzarella is the right milk. And some people believe that right milk is buffalo milk, which comes out more white than the others because supposedly it does not have as much beta carotene in it. So a lot of the, or some of the Italian mozzarella makers from, I think, Campania, they only use buffalo milk. And they claim that it is far more white. And they've shown some comparisons of supermarket bought mozzarella, I think even from Italy, compared to theirs, and theirs was far whiter. But you can see mine is pretty damn white. And I'm surprised because mine is made from grocery store milk bought from Winn-Dixie here in the southeast. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to keep working at this. I'll probably show you guys some stuff in the future. I want to order some rennet and try the stuff the right way. I also have some of the whey left over from here. This is not store-bought. This is the whey left over from the pot that I made this thing in. Put it back into an old burrata. Once I get good at this, I'm going to try to make my own burrata. But that's a long ways away because I have to get good at basically getting the right curds. I have to get good at stretching the curds, and I have to get if you really want to make the really good burrata, you have to get good at being able to make the curds from a whey starter, which would be, I guess, a fermented variation of this, which I really don't know exactly how to do. Supposedly this, if you do it from a whey starter, you're going to get a more, I think, like a bit of a sourish taste slightly added to it, versus like if you use like citric acid and lactic acid as the acidifying agent, you're going to get more of a flatter taste. I have a feeling that the store-bought is done far more with like lactic acid and citric acid, probably to fit the American taste, especially here. But the real traditional Italians, when they make burrata and any other mozzarella, apparently they are using a whey starter. So I've seen two particular Italian makers, and they use whey starter. They do not use citric acid or lactic acid or vinegar, from what I do know. So anyways, that's it. Hopefully I figure this stuff out and can make some awesome pizzas on my own. I don't know. I'll show you guys what I do. First time around, it was such a mess and organizing it, I didn't bother. So anyways, that's it.